morning, students. Already we saw two social science classes. In that we learned about history, unit 1 and unit 2. This week we are going to learn about geography, unit 1. The topic entitled as interior of the earth. Now we are going to see some learning objectives. We are going to know about the interior of the earth and then to understand the role of plates and then to learn about earthquakes and volcanoes. Inside the lesson we are going to see about the introduction and then we are going to see the interior of the earth. Below the interior of the earth, three subdivision: the crust, the mantle and the core. And then we are going to see the movement of the earth movement. Under that we are going to see earthquake, causes of earthquake, effects of earthquake and then distribution of earthquake. Under this division we are going to see about the volcanoes. Under volcanoes we are going to learn about the causes of volcanic activity, the nature of volcanic eruption, types of volcanoes and then distribution of volcanoes. At last we will see the summary of this lesson. Let's see the lesson, children. The earth, our homeland, is a dynamic planet. The earth's surface has lofty mountains, high plateaus, large plains and deep valleys, etc. The earth's surface is constantly undergoing changes inside and outside. Have you ever wondered what lies in the interior of the earth? What is the earth made up of? Now we will see the interior of the earth. The structure of the earth may be compared to that of an apple. The earth too has shells like that of an apple. If we cut a section through the earth, we will get a view as shown in figure. On the basis of the study of earthquake waves, the spherical earth is found to be three concentric layers. They are the crust, the mantle and the core. In detail we will learn about the crust, the upper mantle, the outer core and the inner core. First we will see about the crust. The crust is the outermost layer of the earth. Its average thickness varies from 5 to 30 km. It is about 35 km on the continental masses and only 5 km on the ocean floors. Despite greater thickness, the continental crust is less dense than the oceanic crust because it is made of both light and dense rock types. Earth is called as a blue planet because the blue planets contains 71% of earth is covered by water. It has the main mineral constituents of silica and aluminium. So it is collectively referred to as Sial. Rocks forming the ocean floors comprising mainly of silica and magnesium. It is therefore called Sima. Next we will see about the mantle. Layer beneath the crust is called the mantle. It is separated from the crust by the boundary. The mantle is about 2900 km thick. It is divided into two parts. The first one is the upper mantle and then the second one is the lower mantle. Next we see about the core. The innermost layer of the earth is called the core. The core is also divided into two parts. The outer core, which is rich in iron, is in liquid state. The inner core, composed of nickel and ferrous is solid in state. The center core has very high temperature and pressure. Next we will see about the movements of the earth. The lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as the lithospheric plates. Each plate, oceanic or continental, moves independently over the asthenosphere. The movement of the Earth's lithospheric plate is termed as tectonic movement. Asthenosphere. The asthenosphere is a part of the mantle that flows and moves the plates of the earth. The forces which act in the interior of the earth are called as endogenic forces, and the forces that work on the surface of the earth are called as exogenic forces. Endogenic forces sometimes produce sudden movements and at the other time produce slow movements. Sudden movements like earthquakes and volcanoes causes mass destruction over the surface of the earth. Next we are going to learn about the earthquake. This is the picture of the earthquake. What is earthquake? A sudden movement of a portion of the earth's crust which produces the shaking or trembling is known as an earthquake. Earthquake may cause widespread damage to life and property. The point where these vibrations originate is called the focus of the earthquake. The point of the earth's surface directly above the focus is called the epicenter of the earthquake. From the focus, the earthquake vibrations travel in different directions in the form of seismic waves. The earthquake waves are recorded by an instrument known as seismograph. Yes, the amount of earthquake that occurs, there is an instrument called seismograph. Next we are going to see how these earthquakes are caused. Causes of the earthquake. The chief cause of earthquake is the sudden slipping of the portion of the earth's crust along fractures of faults. The movements of the molten rocks underneath the surface produce strains which break the rocks apart. Another cause of earthquake is volcanic activity. Next we will see the effects of earthquake. Yes, after the earthquake, what all the effects, what all the damages are caused during the earthquake. Earthquakes may cause changes in the earth's surface. Vibrations often set landslides in mountainous regions. A greater danger is an earthquake is the falling of buildings. Most of the houses which collapsed were made of mud and bricks and proved to be death traps. Fire is another great danger. Underground water system is naturally disturbed by such movement. There are 3 types of earthquake waves. Yes, when the earthquakes come, there are 3 different types of earthquake waves. Number 1, P wave or longitudinal waves. Number 2, S waves of transverse waves. Third one, L waves or surface waves. An earthquake which originates below or near sea causes great disturbance in the water. The floods and waves cause great loss of life, sometimes more than the earthquake itself. Tsunami, a Japanese term, is the name given to the huge wave caused in the sea by an earthquake. Yes, right after the earthquake we can experience the tsunami. Yes, recently also in 2004 on 26 December, tsunami in the Indian Ocean swept coastal area of Indonesia, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand etc. They caused immense damage to life and property in the coastal area. Next, we will see about the distribution of the earthquake. The world's distribution of earthquakes coincide very closely with that of volcanoes. Regions of greatest seismicity or circum-Pacific areas with the epicenters and the most frequent occurrence along the Pacific Ring of Fire. It is said that about 68% of earthquakes occur in this belt. Another 31% of earthquakes take place in the Mediterranean. Himalayan belt, including Asia Minor, the Himalayas and parts of northwest China. The remaining percent of the earthquakes occur in northern Africa and Rift Valley areas of Red Sea and Dead Sea. Next, we will see about the volcanoes. A volcano is a vent or an opening in the earth's crust through which hot magma erupts from deep below the surface. The opening is usually circular in form. The molten rock material within the earth together with gases is called magma. After it rises to the surface, it is called as lava. In course of time, lava and other material flows out of the volcano, accumulate around the opening and form a conical hill or a mountain. Vent is an opening or mouth of the volcano. The top of this cone is usually marked by the funnel-shaped depression, which is called as crater. Next, we will see about the causes and effects of volcanoes. Okay. The temperature increases as the depth increases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 35 meters. There is also great pressure. At the depth of about 15 kilometers, the pressure is about 5 tons per centimeter square of rock. Under these circumstances, the interior of the earth is in the semi-molten state called magma. The scientific study of volcanoes are called volcanology. The people who study volcanoes are called volcanologists. Okay. The scientist study about the volcano is volcanology, and the people who study about the volcanoes are called volcanologists. Next, we'll see about the nature of volcanic eruptions. Sometimes magma rises slowly to the surface and spreads over a vast area. This is known as fissure eruption. Some plateaus and plains have been formed in this way. Example, Deccan Plateau in India and the Colombian Plateau in North America. Next, we'll see the types of volcanoes. The shape of the volcano depends on the type of lava and the force of the eruption. On the basis of shape, there are 3 types of volcanoes. They are shield volcano, cinder cone volcano and composite volcano. In short, we will learn about this shield, cinder and composite volcano. First one, shield volcano. A shield volcano is formed by a white eruption of lava with a low silica content. Volcanoes of the Hawaii Islands are of this type. Next, cinder cone volcano. Silica rich magma traps gases inside the volcano until enough pressure is built to push the magma out of the earth's crust. Next, composite volcano. Composite volcanoes are made of alternate layers of lava, cinder and ash. They are also called as stratovolcano. St. Helens in USA is an example of composite volcano. Volcanoes are also grouped according to the periodicity of eruptions, such as active, dormant, and extinct. These names refer to the state of activity rather than the types of volcanoes. In short, we will learn what is active volcano, dormant, and extinct. First, about active. Volcanoes that erupt frequently are called active volcanoes. Most of the active volcanoes lie in the Pacific Ring of Fire belt, which lies along the Pacific Ocean. Mount Stromboli in Mediterranean Sea, St. Helens in USA, Pinatubo in Philippines. Next, about the dormant. Volcanoes have shown no sign of activity for many years, but they may become active at any time. It is called sleeping volcanoes. Vesuvius mountain of Italy, Mount Fujiyama in Japan, Mount Krakatau of Indonesia are the famous examples of this type. Next one, extinct. The top of the extinct volcanic mountains have been eroded. Mount Popa of Myanmar and Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya of Africa are example of extinct volcanoes. Now we will see the distribution of the volcanoes in the world. Volcanoes are located in the clearly defined pattern around the world. They are closely related to regions that have been intensely folded or faulted. There are about 500 active volcanoes and thousands of dormant and extinct ones. They occur along the coastal mountain ranges, as offshore islands, and in the midst of oceans, but there are a few in the interior of the continents. There are three major zones of volcanic activity in the world. They are Circum-Pacific Belt, the Mid-Continental Belt, and the Mid-Atlantic Belt. Okay children, that's all about the interior of the earth. At last we will see the summary of this lesson. The earth's interior structure is compared with that of an apple. The crust is the outermost layer of the earth. The upper part of the earth crust is Sia. The lower part of the earth crust is Sima. The mantle of about 2,900 km thick. The lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as lithospheric plates. The earthquake waves are recorded by an instrument known as seismograph. Tsunami is caused by an underground earthquake. A volcano is a vent or opening in the earth crust. The shape of the volcano depends on the type of lava and force of the eruption. There are three major zones of volcanic activity in the world. Yes children, I think you all understood the lesson. If you have any doubt, you can just go through the lesson how I have taught you. Okay children, then I am going to give you 10 hard words. Okay, first one, interior, earthquake, volcanoes, continental, asthenosphere, seismograph, tsunami, volcanology, frequently, immense. Okay children, these are the 10 hard words, and coming Sunday I will be sending you the objective types and some question answer. I really thank you children for your listening of this online class. I want to thank those who sent the assignment on time and the creativity of your project. I really appreciate, and I want you to send the project on time. Mark will be awarded according to the time and the creativity. Thank you, students.